see you again. I pray this video finds you well. As you've read the title of this video, it's I hate my job. One of the worst things in life is really to be stuck in a job that you really absolutely despise. Oh my goodness, it's either that the working environment is toxic or that the people that you work with are they're just like, oh, aggravating. It's like every day you get up, it feels like, oh my goodness, you have to conquer the world because your workplace it's just a really terrible place to be in. And it's not as if you've not been looking for a replacement. You've been trying to get a job to replace this toxic one, but you've not been able to secure one. So in the meantime, you can't quit your job, so you just have to tolerate this one. And how do you do it as a child of God? How do you even take it upon yourself to go to that job every single day? So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, and prayerfully that can help alleviate the situation. Okay, number one is pray. Now, this doesn't mean you have not been praying. Of course, you have been praying for so many weeks and so many months. But what I want you to do is really pray specifically that God will do a miracle in you. In you, what do I mean by that? It's hard enough to go to work to that specific job. It's hard enough for you to just do this job without being distracted by all the negativity, the craziness that goes into your work. So you need to pray that God will do a miracle in you, that He will help you do what your flesh cannot do. For example, pray that when you go to work, you'll be focused on work alone and not focus on 1,001 things that are going on. Pray that you will be doing the work as unto the Lord, not as unto men. Pray that the Lord will help you just to focus on Him. We should keep our eyes focused on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Not keep our eyes on men, not keep our eyes on the people to the left, to the right, but keep our eyes on Jesus. And when I was in this situation, what really helped me was to understand that, okay, Christine, when you're going to work, whatever you're doing it as unto the Lord. You're not doing it to please your nagging boss, your never satisfied boss, but you're doing it as unto the Lord. Whether people appreciate you or not, you're doing it as unto the Lord. Ephesians 6, starting from verse 5 says, slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of heart, just as you would obey Christ. Obey them not only to win their favor when their eye is on you, but like slaves of Christ, doing the will of God from your heart. Serve wholeheartedly as if you were serving the Lord, not men, because you know that the Lord will reward everyone for whatever good he does, whether he's slave or free. And so from this passage, we understand that whatever we need to do, it needs to be to the glory of God. Do not mind what people are going to say. And again, that's where prayer is very important, because with our own flesh, we're going to mind what people are going to say. We're going to be upset. We're going to be, we're going to go off. But pray that the Lord will do in you a miracle that you cannot do with your flesh. Number 2, take each minute as it comes. The temptation for us when we wake up, we're like, oh my goodness, here comes another day. And we feel like, my goodness, there's an entire day that we have to go through. Sisters, take each minute. Not even take each day as it comes. Not even take each hour as it comes. But take each minute. When you wake up in the morning, focus on whatever you're doing at the moment. Don't think about billion things at work or billion things you're going to encounter when you step at your workplace. Mm-mm. Take each minute as it comes. In the morning, when you wake up, time with the Lord, meditate on that, focus on that. When you go to take a shower, focus on that, brush your teeth, heading to work. When you sit down at your desk at work, take each minute as it comes. Okay, I have to see my report, read my report. I have to call customer X, or I have to drive here. Take each minute. Don't crowd everything together like, oh my goodness, I have this, I have that, there's this, there's that, da, 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 da. That's gonna drive you crazier than you already are feeling at the moment. But take each minute as it comes. And that's, going back to point one, that's why prayer is very important, that you really need to pray that the Lord will help you do all these things, not by your might, not by your power, but by the power of the Holy Spirit. So how do you deal with those toxic co-workers, with the rudest boss on earth? How do you deal with those kind of people? I mean, they're constantly there at your workplace, they're constantly interacting with you, they may be gossiping about you, they irritate you. How do you deal with them? Sisters, what I did and what I will advise you, there are some colleagues that you have to draw the limits. Some colleagues are not healthy for you to interact with. Keep it professional, I would say. One of the things that I did when I was in that kind of environment where the people were just interacting with them was not healthy, I would say talk less, don't get friendly. I mean, you're not going to work to get friends or get enemies. Keep your relationship professional. And if you see that this is a person that's always attacking you, sisters, back off. Talk less. Don't get friendly. There are some coworkers, they're always there, always want to talk to you and want you to vent your anger. Sisters, don't even, sometimes when we have that crazy boss, we want to take that anger we have with the boss and go to our colleagues and say, oh my goodness, did you hear what the boss did to me? Sisters, the more you talk against your boss or against a co-worker, the worse your situation is just going to be. I mean, you're already a volcano inside because you hate your workplace. Don't make it even worse by going with friends, by going with colleagues, and talk during lunchtime and you talk about how much you hate the job. Talk less, do not get friendly. I'm not saying you should be mean to your friends or you should block yourself off from them and say, oh, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, you should use discernment and know who's who and not take time to chit chat about whatever happened at work, blah, 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 blah. But in everything, you need to be very careful. Bind the works of the devil. You need to realize that there are some co-workers and some bosses that are just instruments of the devil in your workplace. They're on a mission. Their mission is to steal, to kill, and destroy you. So whatever the devil will want to do, he will do it through them against you. So you need to realize that. And that's the time you need to be on your knees and destroy the works of the devil. I'm not talking about you rebuking the person, but I'm talking about rebuking the spirit in the person. Ephesians says that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against the spirit in the heavenly realms. So when you're praying, You need to pray against those demonic spirits that are using your co-workers, that are using your boss. Matthew 18:18 says, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Moving on to Luke 10 verse 19, I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. So it is the will of the Lord that we should be really vigilant, and that we should take that authority. We should take that authority that the Lord Jesus has given us to destroy the works of the devil. So that means that before going to work, when you're praying in the morning, you really need to attack those spirits. You really need to destroy their works. I've done that so many times in my work, at my workplace, when I felt like, okay, this person, the way he's acting towards me, I know that this is not normal. He's not behaving the same way with other co-workers. So there must be something against me. And you know that it's not the person per se that's doing that, but it's demonic spirit that are using this person against you. And you need to really destroy the works of darkness and bind those evil works against you. Last but not least, sisters, persevere in your job search. I know that right now you're applying to other jobs and you're not getting positive results, but do not give up. Do not give up. I have a video on unemployment where I also give some advice on what to do to have a better way of searching for jobs. So if you've never seen that video, why not watch it? But do not give up. Do not give up, sisters. Persevere in your job search. The Lord will not leave you. He will not abandon you. He's on your side. So do not be discouraged. You will find a job. By the power of the Lord, He will not leave you to deteriorate yourself, but it will be well. Now, one bonus tip that I want to share with you is to be healthy. Sisters, one thing that will help you navigate through this stormy, crazy, terrible job is to be healthy. Be healthy as in exercise. You know, with the little time, if you're too busy at work and you can never find time, I know that there's a little tiny weeny time that you have that you can spare, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you can spare to just exercise. Like 15-minute aerobics will, oh my goodness, it will make you feel so better, so good. There's so many aerobics videos on YouTube that you can just play and start just being healthy. Exercise will definitely help you. The oxygen flowing into your it's the heart pumping. It will make such a difference in your life. It will relax your mind. It will ease the stress. Another thing that's still under that umbrella of being healthy is to eat well. Find time to cook. Sisters, cooking at home is so healthy. Like sometimes when we always eat out, or we always eat fast food, processed food. It doesn't help our entire body. It does not help our entire system. But find time to cook, or if you don't know how to cook, there are many tutorials on YouTube. Just do one video per week. It will just make you feel so relaxed, be able to just cook something healthy, something nutritious. Another thing is take time to sleep enough. You know, get some sleep. Most of the time we're so, and I know that I understand that some of you have jobs where you come back late and you have to wake up extra early, but I'm specifically talking about those days that you have off. If you have 1 day off, 2 days off, take that time to sleep as much as you can, to rest as much as you can. Do something enjoyable in your spare time. if it's walking in the park, it's visiting a friend, do something that will just relax your mind in your spare time. And another thing that comes to mind, you know, pamper yourself. Honestly, pamper yourself. If pampering yourself would be getting your nails done at a spa, do it. If pampering yourself would mean, getting your hair done, getting a facial, or going online and buying something to just pamper yourself, do it, sisters, because you just need to be healthy. You need to be healthy. You need to be joyful. You need to just be grateful for every little things. I know that when you're in this situation, you're like, why should I be grateful? Like, I have this terrible job, the worst job in the world. But not that you're comparing yourself with others, but be grateful to the Lord in everything. That's why the Bible says that we need to be thankful in everything. So in everything, just in your time with the Lord, just always have that spirit of thanksgiving, and not venting your anger, about the present situation, but just be healthy in being grateful. In conclusion, sisters, I'm not saying that if you follow these tips and tricks that you're gonna wake up to a new working environment, that you're gonna wake up to a blissful workplace, and now you're gonna have super coworkers, super bosses. That's not what I mean here. But my prayer is that you'll be able, even though the environment will not change, and even though the co-workers will not change, but at least you would be a newer person. You would be a better person. The change will be in you. You will be more at peace, and that now your joy will not be dependent on the outward environment, but your joy will be dependent on the Lord, because you will be focused on Him and pleasing Him and glorifying Him every day that you go to work. And of course, prayerfully, that you will be able to have a better job. Not a perfect job, because there are no perfect workplaces, but at least you'll be able to find a better job that is more, peaceful, restful, and that you don't have to, get crazy and kill yourself every day you have to go to work. That's my prayer for you, sisters. Be strong, be encouraged in the Lord, and as always, stay blessed. I'll see you in the next video, God willing. Bye.